Hey guys, welcome back to my Hunter main build guide series. Today we are going over Orpheus rig. Orpheus is a great exotic for massive ad clear and orb generation for the team. It's a powerful exotic that can be used in all types of content, from strikes to farming weapon levels to Grandmaster Nightfalls. Today we're going over what the exotic does, what abilities and fragments to use with it, and the armor mods. First up, we're going to go over what the exotic does. Orpheus rig modifies both tether supers, Deadfall and Mobius Quiver. For Deadfall, it provides 10% grenade, melee, and class ability energy per enemy tethered. It also provides super energy for every enemy tethered up to a maximum of 50% of the total super refunded. You can add super energy on top of this with mods like Dynamo and the fragment Echo of Reprisal. For Mobius Quiver, it increases the amount of volleys from 2 to 3 volleys. When I'm using this build, I think it's best to use Deadfall. It's just the most utility overall, and chances are if you're using a damage super, it's not going to be Mobius Quiver. So my go-to when using Orpheus rigs is Deadfall. Talking about abilities now, let's get into the abilities and fragments. For my dodge, I prefer to use Marksman's Dodge because I'll be dodging so often with the ability energy you get for every enemy tethered. For the nade, I like to use Vortex Grenade because you can pull enemies closer to the tether if they're too far away. It also pulls enemies closer together so you can kill them with explosive weapons like a wave frame. But when it comes down to it, you can choose any of these nades and you should be fine. You're going to be getting a lot of grenade energy, so whichever one you like to spam is the one for you. For aspects, this is also kind of personal preference. All three aspects will work well with this build. I just always prefer Trapper's Ambush and Vanishing Step, just because they're an instant way to go invisible. Now, here's where the important part of the build comes in with the fragments. First up, the most important fragment is Echo of Reprisal. This will help generate the entirety of your super before your current one runs out. When you're surrounded by enemies, any final blow, including final blows from the tether, will grant super energy. Up next, for survivability, we've got Echo of Starvation paired with Echo of Persistence. Echo of Starvation will give you Devour on picking up a Void Breach or an Orb of Power. Echo of Persistence increases the duration of Devour up to 15 seconds. And finally, I like to use Echo of Domineering because the super will suppress all of the targets, so you'll get increased mobility, free reload, and Void Breaches, which will help you keep Devour up. Moving over to armor mods, there are just a few armor mods I want to point out. I'm not going to point out everything, but the 4 most important ones are Dynamo, which whenever you dodge near an enemy, it will give you super energy back. The Tether will give you ability energy back, so every time you dodge, you'll gain super energy, and every time the super tethers something, you'll gain dodge energy. So this is a great way to add on to Orpheus's 50% super and Reprisal's super generation. So with Reprisal, Orpheus, and Dynamo, you should be able to regenerate the entirety of your super. Another important thing is orb generation. Orbs are how you get Devour. So you can get orb generation from 3 mods that I like to use, which are a Siphon mod, whichever weapon you're going to be killing enemies with, whether it be Arc, Void, Kinetic, etc. Or Firepower if you're going to be getting kills with nades, and finally Reaper because you're going to be dodging a lot. Every time you dodge, the next kill will give you an orb. With all of those orbs lying everywhere, and because you're dodging a lot, it's great to have Powerful Attraction, which will automatically pick up those orbs off the ground whenever you dodge. And the last one will add on to that orb pickup theme that we've got going on, which is Special Finisher. If you're ever full on super energy and you don't have Special Finisher, you don't have a way to hold Armor Charge. If you have any mod that consumes Armor Charge, you'll be able to pick up orbs with a full super. Special Finisher is a great one to have just as your default orb pickup mod. So throw this on if you don't have any surges, and you'll be able to pick up orbs when you have a full super. One very cool use case for this exotic is weapon level farming in Shirochi. You can bring this exotic into Shirochi, drop a tether, at the top of the stairs, like you see in the footage, and shoot an enemy. All of the other enemies will die. You just dodge to proc Dynamo and pick up any orbs, and keep on repeating until you get another tether. Place that tether a little bit further into the room, and repeat. Keep dodging, shoot every once in a while, reload your weapon with your dodge, keep proccing Dynamo, and when you get that third tether back, you'll want to save that, because next time you respawn, you'll respawn with full super and you won't need to rally. Because you're not using a ton of ammo getting kills, ammo should not be an issue. So if you're using a special or heavy weapon, you should be able to generate that ammo each run. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please leave some in the comments. Join my Discord, it'll be in the description. Also, thank you to everybody who has engaged in my last few videos. It helps me out a lot when you leave a like and subscribe. So if you haven't already, please drop that below. It helps me out a lot. And leave any feedback below. Thanks for watching.